Hey everybody, how's it going? Dale here. I got a question for you. Do you prefer to prepare for your gigs well in advance, or do you like to procrastinate and have that last minute pressure push you to prepare? Personally, I like to be well prepared for my gig so I can just show up confidently and just rock the place and have a good time. But that doesn't always happen. And thus is the case for the Christmas corporate season. I wanted to revamp my light show to be Christmas themed just to help people get into the holiday spirit a little bit better. And I procrastinated. In fact, I procrastinated so hard I created this light show just a few hours before my gig. Like a couple hours. Like I was basically on my way out the door when I was writing this light show. And to be honest, I have no one to blame but myself. Christmas season is the same time every year, so I had a long time to prepare for this, and I did not until I really needed to. So in today's video, I want to go over the process of designing a light show using SoundSwitch. I just want to go over the whole process from the design to the implementation, and then we'll see what it looks like. And to be honest, this is the gig log I wish I would have released a lot sooner. It's only a few days till Christmas, but you know, that's the beauty about Christmas, and Christmas occurs every year, so we're good. So the goal of this mobile light show is to help the attendees get into the Christmas spirit and help create an environment conducive to dancing when it's time to dance. And from a business owner perspective, I want this light show to be easy to set up and controlled by a DJ. So one of the first things you want to do when designing a light show is choosing your color palette. So since this is a Christmas light show, the color palette's pretty simple. It's going to be Christmas colors. But there's like three main Christmas color palettes I see with lighting. So there's, of course, green and red, and then sometimes green, red, and white. And then there's candy cane, white and red. And then there's like the frozen blizzard winter theme with like dark blue and teal, and I'm too lazy to change these lights, so just imagine it. And since I only have like an hour to design this light show, we're gonna keep it really simple. So for our color palette, we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna do red and green and some white. So before I go over like the programming choices and I show you how I set that all up in SoundSwitch, let's go over the gear. We're gonna have uplighting, we're gonna have pixel tubes for eye candy, and we're gonna have some movers to shine on the dance floor. We're gonna be using 20 both IR4 uplights and 4 both Titan 360 pixel tubes. These lights are awesome. They're battery powered, they have built-in wireless DMX receivers, so deploying them will be really easy. And I'll have my 2 movers, my Chauvet Intimidator Spot 255s, mounted on top of gravity stands. I love these movers. They are compact, they pack a punch. I love them. So these movers don't have built-in wireless DMX. We're going to be using our Donner battery-powered wireless dongles to control the movers. And of course, I'll be using SoundSwitch to control my lighting tonight. SoundSwitch requires a software license, so instead of equipping my employee's laptop with SoundSwitch and dealing with all of that, we're just going to bring a Microsoft Surface Pro 5 with SoundSwitch pre-installed, and I'll be using a SoundSwitch dongle as well as a wireless DMX transmitter to transmit to all of my receivers. And so we'll be using SoundSwitch in standalone mode. It's not going to be connected to the music in any way, and I'll go over that in just a few moments. First, I just want to introduce Tyson. He's a staff member who I'm going to be using for this event. And so while he's an expert DJ, he has way more years spinning than even I do, but he's still new to the world of mobile DJing, so I'm going to help him set up the lights. So let's go over the light show. So as part of a high-level design, I want this light show to accomplish 2 things. During like dinner and cocktail hour, I want the lights to be like very static and very chill. I just want them to set the ambiance, but not attract too much attention. We're going to be having like the CEO as well as several other people on the stage, like giving speeches, giving announcements, and I just want the lights to be very simple. And then during the dancing, I want them to be more animated just to give a little bit more of a vibrant environment. And so while I could just use my normal light show and just program a simple static scene with like green and red, I think it'll be more fun if we have like our chases also be red, green, and white, our intended color palette, just to help it feel more immersive into like the holiday spirit. Alright, so let's jump over to SoundSwitch. So I thought about like creating a separate venue, being like Christmas. I thought about just creating a new project from scratch, but I decided to just duplicate this project, and you can do that with just save project as you can see, just my normal ADM Productions V2.2 and then Christmas. And the reason to do that is when you create a new venue, you have to reset all of your positions for your movers as well as your attribute cues, and ain't nobody got time for that. Alright, and here's our lights in SoundSwitch. We have 4 unique addresses for our uplights, we have our 2 movers, and we have our 4 pixel tubes in 80 channel mode. And so honestly, if I was to be doing this from scratch, I'd probably just do 12 channel mode so that I could leverage the built-in macros using attribute cues. That's a lot simpler than manually creating pixel mapping effects. It also takes time to adjust your hardware and change the addresses in the mode of operation. They're already in 80 channel mode, so we're just going to roll with it. We're going to go quickly. So I'm going to create a static scene for that cocktail and dinner vibe I'm looking for. Ignore all of these uplights, but basically I have these 4 unique addresses and we're going to have them be alternate red, green, red, green. Same with these pixel tubes, red, green, red, green. We're just going to have them be a solid color, not too animated, but they're going to look really pretty. And same with our movers. We're just going to have them pointed up at the ceiling. We're not going to have them move around too much. And so these are all my static scenes for my other show. We're not going to really worry about them. We're just going to be using this. And let's not overthink it with the chases. We're just going to have 8 auto loops. And since my tablet's going to be running in standalone mode, it's really not going to be synced to the music. It's just going to be like staying at 120 BPM, but that's okay, honestly. I'm going to disable each of these banks and just have this one Christmas one. And so each of these auto loops, I'm going to be doing like different things with like my uplights, as well as my both Titan tubes. So some of these I'm going to be having like the tubes not do pixel mapping style effects. Some of them I will, as you can see here, and they're going to be manual ones. And I'm going to be doing some of the simple chases that are easy to implement. This one is probably one of the harder ones to implement because I'm going to be having a red and green pixel for each 16th note interval, and it's going to be changing randomly. Luckily, I can use this color chase generator to fill in one of the colors, but I have to do the other color manually. To be honest, this one chase took as much time as the other 7 combined, but I think it turned out pretty cool. And then that's basically it. During operation, I'm going to set it up, and then when it's time for Tyson to perform, he's not going to have to push a ton of buttons. The static scene is already going to be set, and when it's time to dance, he's going to unset it, and this is going to be running in standalone mode because this link button will be pushed while in performance mode, and it's just going to do its thing for the rest of the night. Corporate events are very simple timeline wise. So yeah, this is how it turned out. Take a look.
And I hope that you take some
Overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I wish I would have had a little bit more time to like refine some of these auto loops, maybe create a few more, but overall, I feel like it accomplished the job. I feel like it created an environment conducive to dancing while bringing the holiday spirit to the event. So the planner was ecstatic with the performance. She loved it. She left us a great review, and she's going to hire us for future events. I think the one thing I wish I would have done differently is I would have talked to like the building manager about like how to dim those lights. Nobody seemed to know how to dim the lights. The CEO talked to various staff members. I talked to various staff members. I even walked the perimeter of the room looking for light switches, and it was 3 conjoined ballrooms. Each one of them had a touchscreen touchpad that you could adjust the lighting, and I pushed every single button, but there was no response. So they were locked somehow, and nobody knew how to unlock it. So that was unfortunate. I think the lighting would have been even cooler if we were able to dim the lights a bit. Even with the inability to dim it, I still feel like it went pretty well. And I sometimes think that as mobile wedding light designers, we overthink things a little bit. And sometimes it's really daunting to create a new light show just because it seems so difficult and will take up so much time and resources. But sometimes we just need to do it and get out of our own way. So hopefully this video helped you just get into like my thought process on how to design a light show using SoundSwitch pretty quickly. And I'll ask the question again that I asked in the beginning. Do you prefer to prepare for your gigs well in advance, or do you like to procrastinate? Let me know down in the comments below, and hopefully you found this helpful, gave you some ideas, and if there's anything I can do to improve this or anything you would like to see, let me know down in the comments below, and please smash like and subscribe. I try to create helpful content to help you and your business level up, and I'll see you in the next video.